Hello, I'm Ollie Johnson and welcome to Solent Sports News. Tyson Fury has his unbeaten legacy on the line. He faces Deontay Wilder for the third time tomorrow night. The Fury camp in the build-up has been far from smooth sailing, after the original summer date had been postponed due to COVID infections. Yet the Brit is hoping to light up Las Vegas with a devastating knockout.
You ain't getting up because I brought my 6-foot-inch nails and I bought a big hammer from Alabama, baby.
He's been battered by me twice, and he's going to get done in again for a third time, so he has got no legacy. He's living in the past.
This went a right hand. It might have staggered Wilder. Fury going on the attack. Austin Fury down goes Wilder again. What a moment for the Gypsy King, Deontay Wilder. He can't even stand up. It's over. Tyson Fury has become the new WBC heavyweight champion of the world.
Tyson Fury puts his heavyweight world title on the line against Deontay Wilder in their trilogy fight tomorrow night. The build-up has been as feisty as you'd expect, and during the press conference in Las Vegas, Tyson didn't hold back his words.
When we was first going to fight, I thought he was a decent man, like a family man, doing it for his kids and all that. But now I know he's a real piece of garbage, piece of rubbish. And I'm going to knock him spark out on Saturday night, and I cannot wait to get him in that ring and give him a good hiding. For sure. I might even take it slow with him. I might take it slow and punish him. Make him say no mas. I'm living in Wilder's mind rent-free the whole time, 2 years.
Fury isn't hiding on how he plans to defeat Wilder and details how his plan will differ from previous fights.
We're just going to get straight on the front foot, straight at him and start trading straight away from round one. Wilder's the biggest puncher in the history of our sport. When I beat him this time, his career's over.
Wilder, on the other hand, has other ideas and looks for redemption after his previous defeat to Fury. He states he is now in a better place.
I see me beating him up and then knocking him out. Many things that I visualized in the first fight, along with the second. And I didn't execute game plan. But this time around, it's just a different feeling.
18 former NBA players have been charged with fraud and aggravated identity theft. A string of arrests across the US has seen one-time first-draft pick Terrence Williams among the 16 ex-players in custody. The group are accused of claiming $2.5 million in payouts in the scheme, with Williams funneling the money. There's been early drama in Turkey ahead of Sunday's Grand Prix. We've got our F1 correspondent Jack Cross in the studio with us. Jack, after today's practice, what do you think of Lewis's position?
Yes, Ollie. Lewis Hamilton received a 10-place grid penalty at this weekend's Turkish Grand Prix after having the new internal combustion engine added to his Mercedes. This is one more than his allowed limit for the season, with 3 changes previously. Hamilton's penalty comes just a week after his title rival Max Verstappen had to start from the back of the grid in Sochi, where he did make a push to finish second to win Red Bull vital points in their challenge with Mercedes.
Southampton are not in action this weekend because of the international break, but there's been plenty of football to enjoy, including an incredible clash between Belgium and France last night. France booked their place in the final of the Nations League with a 3-2 win over Belgium. Les Bleus were 2-0 down at half-time, but goals from Karim Benzema and Kylian Mbappe and a last-minute winner from Theo Hernandez sealed the win for the world champions. The comeback sets up an exciting final against Spain in Milan on Sunday. In tonight's international action, the Welsh national team can take a huge step in their World Cup qualifying campaign. Rob Page's side travelled to the Czech Republic, level on points with their hosts with a crucial game in hand. With former Southampton midfielder Gareth Bale among their heavy injury list, it could be a tough night for the team, but Rob Page remains confident that his team can cope with the pressures.
Players have been involved in big games again with crowds. COVID's been different because a lot of the season before has been without supporters and crowds, and obviously less intimidating. But there's enough experience in that team to be able to cope with that. I've got no doubt in that whatsoever.
With the Saints team out of action this weekend, it's Eastleigh FC taking centre stage in Hampshire football. The Spitfires travelled to Wealdstone in an attempt to return to winning ways after losing to Southend United on Tuesday. Defender Tom Broadbent shares his thoughts on tomorrow's fixture.
Myself, obviously, I don't know too much about them. I've not played them before, but the lads, obviously, in the gaffer know their style of play, and that we've worked on things in the training ground. So, I think we'll do well. I think we'll be all right. Look forward to it. Like I say, clean sheet. That's something we ain't had too much of this season. So, first and foremost, as a defender, just a clean sheet would be nice. And then, we've got goals in us, so I'm sure the forwards now take care of that anyway.
With the Saints out of the headlines 350 miles away, Newcastle fans were out in full force yesterday, celebrating the joyous news that Mike Ashley's reign has come to an end. Newcastle's new owners are the wealthiest in world football. Ex-Southampton and Newcastle striker Alan Shearer is hopeful the Magpies will make big steps in the right direction.
Well, it's. I think it's important that they don't just spend it on the team. I think the ground is shabby. It needs improving. The training ground needs improvement. They're going to invest in the city, which is a great thing for our people here in Newcastle, because I think the city deserves that. But there's no doubt they need new players in. They need another 3 or 4 to help them get out of that battle that they're in relegation, and I'm sure they'll do that in January.
Shearer is obviously over the moon about this, but what did the public think? We took to the streets to find out.
Oh, Newcastle definitely needs some money, man. Definitely needs some money. I don't think any fan will be caring as long as he's out and somebody new's in.
I think it's a good move for Newcastle. As you look what Manchester City's owners have done, they've developed the city, the academy and stuff like that. And obviously Newcastle needed something like that. However, for the future of football, it's probably got a negative impact on it because they are the richest owners now in football. So it's like a lot of money's coming into the club now. And football, so taking away technically the competitive edge a little bit.
Yeah, probably good news for Newcastle, for the football team and the city and the area. Nothing to do with politics or Saudi Arabia. They're quite happy to take the money in other ways.
No, I don't think it's good. I think they ought to look at the people buying the club, who obviously have some sort of a dodgy history with Saudi Arabia. So no, I don't like it.
Andy Murray has finally had his wedding ring and tennis shoes returned after they went missing in the Californian desert. The former Wimbledon champion had left them to dry outside, forgetting his ring was tied to the laces. After his online appeal, they have been returned to his hotel, and Murray has joked that he's back in his wife's good books.
Would you believe it? They still absolutely stink, but the shoes are back, the wedding ring is back, and I'm back in the good books. Let's go!
World Rugby will bid to ban red and green kit clashes in international matches in time for the 2027 World Cup. This is to help sufferers of colour blindness, including players, officials and fans. Colour blindness awareness says that 1 in 12 men and 1 in 200 women in the world have the condition. Manchester United star Cristiano Ronaldo can't stay out of the headlines today. This morning, the US court threw out a civil rape case against him. Following this, the Portuguese captain was named Premier League Player of the Month. The forward has had an impressive start to his second spell at United, hitting the ground running by scoring 5 goals since his return. That's all for us now. I'll be back in an hour. Remember, keep us up to date on our website, sportsjournalism.co.uk.